Folks, welcome back to the channel, Down to the Mode and First Strike Athletics. Today we're going to be working on a very simple defensive teep drill. The goal of this drill is to be able to keep your opponent away from you, to use it as an interruption when they're trying to counter you, okay? So they're approaching you, you can keep them away, or if you hit them and they're trying to hit you back, you can use this to counter them. This drill is about distance, timing, and balance, okay? So don't worry about speed or about power. Take your time with it, make sure you have all those things. Getting the timing, getting the distance, making sure you have a good balance in your stance before you were able to do it with like a lot of power or a lot of speed. Slow and steady, slow and steady. And yes, it has been a while since I've been able to make a video. During the recording of this video, there was a lot of extra noise and break falls and a bunch of stuff happening. So I had to do a voiceover. So the first couple parts, it's just my voice going over top of it. And then we go back to the regular type of instruction after that. So it's a beginner-friendly version. If you're brand new, you can just do that, and then we add on a little bit of speed, we add on with a couple of follow-ups, and then we do as an attack, an interruption to your partner's counter-attack, and then another attack after that. So it gets a little bit more advanced as it goes. At the very end of it, it's just me discussing why I like this drill and why I feel it's really important for beginners to get down and make sure they're doing it properly. Okay? So enjoy the video. If you haven't subscribed and you do enjoy this type of stuff, consider hitting subscribe, and hit like if you like it, and share it with your friends if you want to share it with your friends, okay? Okay, so this is the beginning of the drill. I want to have my back leg nice and heavy, my lead leg nice and light. I'm going to get Casey to approach me slowly and steady with his gloves over his stomach. We're kicking the gloves, we're hitting the back of the hands, but we're not going super hard, so we don't need pads for this. I want my heel strong on the ground. I'm going to bring my leg all the way up, out, and all the way back. And Casey's just going to go back and then approach me again after that. Here, I'm going to show how I want to approach Casey so he can do it properly. I'm going to go nice and slow and steady, no jerky movement. So I'm just going to go walk nice and easy, and he's going to kick me. And again, you can do this without gloves. You can just let your partner kick you in the stomach if you're okay with that. So here I'm explaining no jerky movements, right? Just slow and steady so you can get used to the timing and the distance. This is the most important part, especially if you're a beginner. Okay, now once he has it down, I can start to speed it up. And this is what I'm explaining here. I'm going to use a little bit of an angle. I'm not going to run over the place. I'm just going to stay just at a little slight angles, just so he has to adjust a little bit, because that's what your opponents will do. They'll take little angles before they approach you. And he's just doing these little pivots. So slow and steady to start, a little bit quicker, and then slight angles after. Okay, so here's the second part of the drill. We're going to do a little follow-up to the technique. We're just going to add either a right cross or we can add a right kick after. Throwing out the right side is probably easiest, so that's what we're going to start with. So Casey's going to kick me in the stomach and then a right cross right after. Then I'm going to reset, kick to the stomach, and a leg kick. Okay, nice and simple and easy techniques. Again, once he gets it down, I can start to add the angles a little bit, but the idea is to be able to follow up. So if you throw a good kick, and you can follow up right away, that's good. But you don't want to throw a kick and then knock yourself off balance like that, where you can't follow up. You know, if you did that, there's something wrong. You should be able to kick and follow up right away. Kick, low kick, come right back to your stance right away. And again, you can see I'm coming right back to my stance too. I'm not throwing the punch or the kick and getting lazy. I'm coming right back to a strong stance. That's really important. All right, part 3. Now we're going to make this a little bit more of a realistic drill, where I'm going to be attacking first, then creating some space and a bit of an angle, and then using that teep to shut him down. So you can use different attacks, but if you're new to this, I would suggest you keeping it simple, the jab and a low kick, and then you're going to push off that lead leg and angle back a bit, away from your partner's power hand, and then shut them down, just kind of going back to that first drill, where they just cover up their stomach and walk towards you slow and steady. So I attack, and I teep. All right, so the first part was just to get the feel for it, but now we want to get to an actual drill. So here, jab, leg kick, okay. Now if you want to, you can do the left hand on the stomach, and he can throw the cross at me. Right? Here. So we're here, jab, kick, he tries to hit me back, boom, I'm going to try to keep him away. Okay, so we're going nice and slow with this. Now it's Casey's turn. Then for the jab, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, good. We're going super slow. Good, just like that. Good. He's just got a little shift because he's coming back to his right leg, so it just gets him a little bit further away from my easy counter, which is probably going to be my right leg. That make sense? Yeah. Cool. So the last part now is the follow-up. Just like we were doing at the very beginning, and we're having that teep and following up. Now we're going to follow up again. So I'm going to go through my jab, my low kick, he comes towards me, boom, I'm going to go cross, hook, boom, low One more time. So I'm attacking, angling, stopping him from getting his counterattack off, and then hitting him again. If you can do this in a real situation, it's going to be very, very frustrating for someone, right? They get hit, they hit you back, they get caught, and they get caught again. Right? So here, kick, keep them away, cross, hook, low kick. Okay, maybe for the beginner, we'll just keep it to the cross at the end. So the jab, kick, teep, cross. If you get that down, then you can add the hook and the low kick at the end. Okay, so again, nice and slow, boom. So you can see I'm shifting and doing this like a breakaway. Boom, boom, boom. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, last part of the video, I'm just going to explain why I like this drill so much and some of the mistakes I made when I was a beginner and some other common mistakes I see people make when they're doing these drills. So watch through and see if any of these apply to you. I wish I worked on that more. I was always like, when I was younger, I was always like, everything has to be 100%. And I never got the idea of just like shutting someone down with my teep. I realized how effective it is, especially when I started sparring with people really good. And then just like, every time I went to hit them, they teep me. I go through a kick, I got teep. I go through a kick, teep, I got that one. It's so frustrating, it just shuts you down, right? Eventually too. And it's good because once you have those teeps sliding, those hands start to come down, it sets up the punches, right? Like Kieran says that the teep's probably the most important thing for Muay Thai. And it started clicking more and more the more I got that down. The nice thing with this drill too is that I'm here, let's say Casey's covered up, right? Boom, I land that leg kick and I'm here, he doesn't do anything, he just stays there. Boom, I put my foot back down. He stays there and I see an opportunity, I can pop in with T5, right? I'm here, instead of going across, he throws a kick at me, well, my leg's already up. Right, I already got that up and I'm already ready to defend. I'm here, and he does a switch kick for some reason, right? Boom, my legs are up, do a switch kick, yeah. My legs are already up, right? Makes sense, just a little bit there, okay? So again, if nothing happens, no, just stay there. Boom, nothing happens, 2-5, right? Nothing happens, put my foot down. Kick comes instead, boom. Other kick comes instead. I'm ready for whatever, and if nothing comes, then I'm fine. I just put my foot back down. But it gives you that nice little bit of an angle, and that space in between, right? What was happening a little bit too with the drill, when you were getting a little bit too close to Sandy, is like, and Casey mentioned this too, this might be a time you do that real quick kick and you're already here, right? But it also might be he throws a hard kick. Boom, it takes me a second, and he's already getting that teep ready. Boom, right? Because, one of two things are happening. You're going to have a nice hard kick, that's going to take me a second to recover from, or you do the quick kick, I'll be ready for it, but he's already going to be ready too. Right? Does that make sense? When we're drilling it, and the person kind of commits hard, and this other guy knows what's happening, then you're not going to get the drill down. Right? So, quick kick, teep. I use this all the time when I'm sparring. Boom, boom. Right? It just shuts down their counters. Right? Okay. Thank you much. I think that's good for now. For that, let's do some sparring drills.